can we ensure that all those who are supposed to be here are here before the leadership comes in? The time now is 4:15. We're supposed to start at 4 o'clock. Where is Dr. Nuku? Where is Dr. Mpude? Ladies and gentlemen, can we all rise and welcome the Honorable Premier, the Honorable MEC, and their entourage.
Kutweza clips asoba sazisebenzisa ezimpithini because the quality is not right.
Okay, sure. Can we remain standing? Can we? Can we get the national anthem?
Oh,
much. We can be seated. Honorable Premier, Honorable MEC for Education, the Director General, Bishop Mbete, HOD of the Department of, Acting HOD of the Department of Education, management at large in the provincial administration, our social partners, the parents and educators here present, and our honorable guests today, our esteemed guests. They are seated in a position that is excluded. And they are seated on seats that are different from the rest of all of us. Our learners who have made us proud. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Mahlubandile Dixon Kwase. I've been asked to direct the program today. This is our provincial grade 12 National Senior Certificate release of results ceremony. So without much ado, I'm going to call upon Bishop Mbete to officially open this important session with a devotion.
Thank you very much, Program Director, and greetings to the Premier and the MEC, all protocol observed. I have chosen for this short devotion the words from Revelations. That is the last book in the Bible. Revelations chapter 3, verse 8. I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Ndibeke ucango oluvuliweyo phambi kwakho, yaye akho bani unokuluvala. Revelations chapter 3 is Chilelo, chapter 3 verse 8. I want to say to you and to those who are connected, especially the class of 2020, three things. Someone once said, rightly so, challenges in life come in three categories: easy, difficult, impossible. Those who take the easy way, I guess in metric, with all due respect, the easy way would be to drop out before you write. As one teenager said at a funeral, when we were burying a third member in her family, she said, Mfundisi, if 2021 was a taxi, ngesixhosa wathi ngendiyimisa ndigxidike. If 2020, 2021 was a taxi, I will tell the driver to stop even before I reach my destination and say, can I step off? Category 1. And so those who take the easy way have a safe but a boring life, said the writer. Those who take the difficult way have a tough but satisfying life. But those taking the impossible way are remembered forever. I think from the spiritual side, in the name of God, would always remember the class of 2020 for taking the impossible way, what seemed impossible, and we will remember them forever. The second thing I want to say out of 3 is that another person said something I could not lose and forget about it. He said, in life there are still doors, still doors that parents open for the next generation. The duty of the parents is to open still doors, invisible still doors for the next generation. And yours, meaning the new generation, is to make sure that those doors are kept open. Always remember the teachers, the parents, the members of SGBs, anybody who contributed in your life to be where you are today, because those people opened still doors. Keep them open. And lastly then, in Revelation chapter 3, verse 8, it says there's another door. And that door is in front of you. Kept open by God. Ask for eyes to see this door. There's a door in front of you. You may be coming from my home. I stay here now, but my home is Willow Bay. Some come from Graafrenet, whatever side. In front of you, there's a door. Open door. So ask for eyes to see this door. But secondly, find courage to enter or walk through this door. So in the book of Revelations, chapter 3, verse 8, during a tough moment in an exile, in an island called Patmos, John was told, it might be tough now, but in front of you there's a door that I've opened, and I'm keeping it open, and no one can shut it. Let us pray. Almighty God, to whom all hearts are open and all our desires known, cleanse the thoughts of our hearts by the outpouring of the Holy Spirit, so that we may perfectly love you and worthily magnify thy holy name. Lord of all, whose powerful voice called forth this universe we live in, whose mercies over all generations and through endless ages are still the same. On you we cast our fears, our anxieties, our desires. O feed us, O Lord, with thy grace, and grant that this assembly in this place and in this hour may feel thy presence from beginning till the end. O God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come, our shelter in times of trouble. We pray for peace, for justice, for liberty in our land. And so, Lord, we put into your hands the things we cannot change, for we know we always can trust you. Lord, we put into your hands the future of each child, those who have passed and those who did not make it, for we know we always can trust you. Lord, bless Africa, bless her children, guide her leaders, give her peace. Amen. We say together, those who can, give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is thy kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you very much, Bishop Mbete, for those guiding words. They were not only directed to our learners, but they were directed to all of us. Once again, thank you very much. If we had time, if we were not under these conditions, the COVID, I was going to give you more time to elaborate further on the 3 points. But Honorable Premier, MEC, and distinguished guests, we have people that are connecting virtually in all our 12 districts. The learners that we usually bring here, they are placed in their own districts this time around. And it is only this cohort of learners that has been brought here. But all others are joining us virtually in their various districts. So that's how this has been arranged this time around. So without much ado, I'll then call upon Dr. Nogu, our acting head of department, to come and make opening remarks and welcome all of us.
Thank you, Program Director, Mr. Dixon. Honorable Premier of the province, Honorable MEC for Education, the provincial legislature where they have connected, the chairperson of the portfolio committee and the entire portfolio committee members, DG of our province, HODs from our government departments, Bishop Mbete and the entire clergy that is here, the management of the Department of Education, our social partners, parents, educators, and grade 12 class, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, our Premier, you know, we are so happy and proud to commend the matric class of 2020 for their good achievement. We are humbled by the kind words of gratitude since yesterday from various formations And today, the statement which was issued by the ruling party and other progressive formations, they indeed motivate us as the Department of Education to realize that we are on the track despite the COVID-19 pandemic, which was very topical since March last year. To those learners who unfortunately could not succeed where they are, other people say that it's not that they have failed, because fail is not as we interpret it, but fail is just the first attempt in life. So to those who are still, in their first attempt in life, we are saying to them, they must soldier on. In their second attempt, they're going to succeed. I find comfort, from the words by our Nelson Mandela, who says, I'm quote, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." So those who had their first attempt in life, we are saying to them they must continue in the academic year of 2021, they are going to succeed. Now, to the ones that have succeeded, we are saying that go on, the sky is the limit. Now, all Premier, I want to indicate very clearly and upfront that our performance storyline starts with the oral Premier, with oral MEC seated next to you, who is leading an education philosophy that says all learners in our province will have to develop skills, knowledge, competencies, and attitudes to function effectively in a diverse society. Now, this is the philosophy that our MEC is leading, to say that all learners must have skills. So this philosophy, therefore, has become our framework, for operations in the Department of Education. Now, further, this vision by the MEC is a source of inspiration to us, compelling us to do more, to work with dedication, diligence, and enthusiasm towards the continuous improvement of grade 12 results. So thank you so much, MEC, by leading us, ably so. Now, secondly, I just want to note in welcoming all the guests here, starting from the Premier, that, Premier, we're enjoying here a collaborative working, in the Department of Education with our government departments in the province, especially those who form part of the social transformation cluster, who work with us, every day to ensure that we all reap these results that we are celebrating today. Now, essentially, COVID-19 has taught us new ways of conducting the business of teaching and learning. Essentially, e-learning in education has become the route to go by, and therefore, which means that these results are to a large extent our initiative as the Department of Education to ensure that during COVID-19 era, especially starting from end of March up onwards, we actually diverted our operations towards e-learning. That's why at least we were not number last, in our results. Now, further to that, our strategy of actually working for results, our SG, Mr. Kojana, may he so rest in peace, has championed the LACE programs in the department and accountability sessions that he was always having with principals to foster them to perform. So we are really very grateful to him for the able leadership that he has provided. Now, the culture of accountability went further, all Premier, to the Portfolio Committee on Education, conducting oversight sessions with us as officials on our activities with the sole purpose of improving all the aspects that render our schools functional in order to improve learner outcomes. Now, our mode of operation in the Department of MEC, or Premier, is that we have stopped talking too much. We are believing in implementation. Excuse me. I once read a book written by Goldsmith, which is titled Triggers. This book is saying that as South Africans, we tend to be more planners than doers. But in the dual education, we have deemed it necessary that we really live by the implementation mode of operation than to keep on planning without implementation. Now, our social partners have also made a very humble contribution, Chris, in ensuring, and Lois, in ensuring that we really work collaboratively to ensure that these learners today achieve as they are expected. Now, going forward to 2021, we are saying that we just want to continue maximizing the normal daily teaching and learning time in all our schools. And secondly, we want to strengthen, the functionality of our schools and deal with all the inefficiencies that impede effective teaching and learning in our schools. And thirdly, now it is the continuous implementation of LACE programs consolidated into Circular number 8 of 2020 under the leadership of the late Mr. Kojana, and also DB Circular D2 of 2017. Now those are our pillars that we are taking them forward. We know, all Premier of MEC, that the intervention programs that we are running in the Department of Education, they need money. And without money, we cannot be able to really achieve as we achieve. Of course, we teach learners, during the course of the day. But because of the nature of the curriculum that we are following, we need extra classes, we need interventions, we need LACE so that we continue, improving. Now, when I am concluding, I just want to say, all Premier and the guests here, that in the Department of Education, we have realized that mobilizing, people to work together for the success of our children is the route to go by. Now, this reminds me of the wise words which O.R. Tambo said in 1967, thus, there is no victory without mass participation. So which means in the Department of Education, when we mobilize masses, we mobilize relevant people, victory is certain. So with those few remarks, you are all welcomed, ladies and gentlemen, to this function. Please enjoy this function, and then to our learners who have excelled, wish you all the best. God bless you. Thanks.
A big round of applause for Dr. Nugu. Thank you very much, Doc, for the warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'll now call upon Dr. Naledi Mbude, the Acting DGG Corporate Services, to come forward and introduce the guests that are with us today.
Honorable Premier of the Eastern Cape, Honorable Oscar Masbuyani, Honorable Gade, the MEC for Education in the Eastern Cape, all guests today that were welcomed by Dr. Nugu, good afternoon. Incinci indima yam namhlanje kukuthi ndazise abantu abalapha ngaphakathi kwethu. Sunday was International Mother Language Day in the world, celebrating the use of indigenous languages across the world. Okay, I'll use a bilingual approach so that our guests that are not only here, but also on Facebook and on Twitter, can also access this event. It is an event of the province. Namhlanje, We have the Honorable Luabalo Oscar Mabuyane, who's the Premier of the Eastern Cape, who is amongst us, and the function is solely for him to acknowledge, and it is his function. Honorable Premier of the Eastern Cape, Honorable Mabuyane. Today we have Honorable Gade, who is the MEC of Education, Kumphathiswa uDlamini, with Department of Education. Siyabulela, Honorable MEC. The department invited as well Honorable Souls August, who must be joining us. Abanye bendwendwe zethu are joining us virtually. We have virtual guests, but we also have physical guests as well. So Honorable Souls August is also joining us from wherever she is, Ndicela simqhubele izandla, who is the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature. We also invited Honorable Qoboshiane, who is the Deputy Speaker of the Legislature. Naye he's joining us virtually. We have Honorable Saziwa, who is the Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee of Education. Kuba namhlanje, as we celebrate results, it is because of the work that the committee has done, including the department, parents and everybody else. So, Ndicela simqhubele izandla, he's joining us virtually as well. We also, Honorable Premier, have members of the Portfolio Committee who are joining us virtually. We've sent everybody the link. We are hoping that they've joined, as Keith keeps on indicating, X number of people have already joined. So we welcome all the members of the Portfolio Committee. We also invited Honorable N. Kupane, who is the Chair of Chairs. She's also joining us virtually. Amongst us, we also have Bishop Andilembete Ibele Elkulu, who just opened this ceremony and this event. Welcome, Tatumbete. We also invited our annual MC every year of this prestigious event, Utatu Kwase. Premier uti tender yakhe. uDixon Kwase. Uhlubi does it so eloquently every year. Each year he doesn't disappoint. And we can't take that tender away from you, Dadu Kwase. Thank you very much. We also have amongst us the DG of the province, Udadu Mbulelo Sokoni, who's amongst us. We welcome you, DG. Thank you very much. We also have the SG of the Provincial Treasury, Udadu Majeke. Welcome, Dadu Majeke. Siyabulela ba ukhona phakathi kwethu. The members of the provincial administration are very important in education because they are what makes us to do our work and also enable the support that we need. Thank you very much for attending. We also have virtually a very special guest today, Umamu Pamela Kojana. She is joining from home. We've sent her the link in Abandana Bake so that she can watch this event. Umyeni wakhe engekho kodwa ebe esazi uba ngumsebenzi womyeni wakhe that we are here. So we want to welcome Mrs. Pam and her family. Masibaqhubeleni bethu. We have Dr. Nuku, who is the acting head of Department of Education, who just welcomed all of us. Ndusi, we welcome you. We have Mr. Raymond Monobisi Jwagati, ongu DDG waka curriculum payene beki, whose responsibility is to push the curriculum. And Jwagati, thank you so much. We have Umamukese, who's the acting CFO for the department. Amukese, we welcome you to the meeting, to the event. Thank you very much, Masim Kobeli. We have amongst us also Tadumabona. Every year he's been ensuring that our exams run smoothly. I am not sure for how many years. Tadumabona, this is the first year that you have been confirmed as the chief director. So we say chief this year, not acting chief. Welcome. Tadumabona just makes sure that we are not embarrassed every year, that the exams that are clean. Thank you very much, Tadumabona. We also have our top managers in the event, and the top managers, it doesn't matter who is here. I do want to say something about the fact that we have amongst us the provincial leadership of our unions. One of the most important marks was his way of ensuring that our stakeholders feel part of education. He aids that, Uchol. I'm not sure how he did it, but we've never had any instability in the province in terms of making sure that everybody is part and we collaborate with them. So I want to welcome Tadum Dingi, who is Chris Mtingi, who is the Provincial Secretary of SADU. Welcome, Dlov. I also want to welcome Foruna Ptosa, Utata Uel Mda, amongst us. Thank you very much, Tadum Mda. From the PSA, we have Miss J. Jonathan, who has joined us. Can we have Miss Jonathan? Jonathan, thank you very much for joining us. Also joining virtually is Nehau, who is an important stakeholder, Utatu Chaqeni, who's joining us online. Thank you very much, Masim Buleleni. There's a very important structure which is called the Eastern Cape Education Advisory Council. In terms of the law, they are the body that is responsible for advising the MEC, whether it's policy matters or anything that will need stakeholder engagement. We have here amongst us Bishop M. Koliti, who is the executive member of the Eastern Cape Education Advisory Council. Dadu Koliti, we welcome you, Bishop Koliti. Thank you very much. We also have parents amongst us of our learners who are top learners. We have Umamu Bongo, who is a parent of Bongo Simamkele amongst us. We welcome you, Mamu Bongo. We have Mamu Gosa, who is the parent of Ntsika Gosa. Can we have... We also have the parent of Ungwendu Yiva, Linati. Mamu Ngwendu, can we have you? We also have Mrs. Max, who is the parent of Base Reinhard, who's also part of the learners. Can we have? We also have the parent of Mrs. Nau of Unau, Julia. Can we have a clap for that? We also have the parent, Mr. Stein, the parent of Mali, Dadu Stein. Hi. We also have the parent of Mrs. Boshoff, who is the parent of Boshoff Caroline Marie. Can we also have a clap for them? I do want to say that our virtual guests are also important, and whoever they are, I do want us to give a round of applause for our guests. As I step off, I do want to say, if I don't say this, Premier. Yesterday, we had a girl child from Vukuzenzele Special School who committed suicide. And in the letter that she wrote, she said, I'm not coping, school is not for me. So as these learners today, and many learners at home are sitting there are those who are struggling, who can't fathom or who can't manage, because whether it is a disability that they have or whether it is something that is in them, it does not matter how many times they try, they simply cannot make it. And as we have this celebration today, and maybe this is what Dr. Nuku was saying about the Bonge Ngabetu campaign, that we need to catch them and the stress that schooling provides because of the whole stress that you've made today. As we celebrate today, we also honor them and we also remember them. Thank you, Honorable Missy.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mpude, for acknowledging the people that are with us here and those that are connecting virtually. I'll request that those that are responsible for entertainment, whilst we are preparing for the chairperson of the portfolio committee to talk to us virtually. Can we have just one piece is part of entertainment. Ingxaki yale nto yale COVID yenza diki imicimbi.
Oh, Ben.
At last, I have your attention. Coronavirus might be a bad experience, but it has brought families together. For the first time in my 79 years, I have a chance to tell you the story before I die. My story, your story, our story, the story of my people. My family is very big and has a rich history. We are of the Iron Age. We arrived here over 3,000 years ago. We were more numerous than the Khoi and the San people. We lived in harmony and there were intermarriages. In fact, as late as 1833, King Mushweshwe married 2 San women as his junior wives. The problem in our family started when our great-grandfather, a chief of Bafokeng, married a San woman as his chief wife. This was bitterly opposed by his people, who said that, according to custom, he was to marry a Mafokeng woman as his senior wife. You know, people who think their blood is royal have been fussy all over the world. He was obstinate. While he lived, things remain unperturbed. When he died, the tribe refused to be ruled by his sons born of a San woman. This deteriorated to such an extent that the sons of the San woman left with a large number of their father's people, as they were loyal to them. They crossed into the Natal and finally settled with Abatembu in a place now called the Eastern Cape. We have Chief Steerman, a Khoi, who settled with Amaxhosa around Ngqushwa and married many wives in that area. Others settled on the eastern side of the province, where they were welcomed in the house of Madzikane kaZulu and became part of the Baka nation. Some were interested in fishing and decided to settle along the wild coast of the Eastern Cape. And that's where they are settled with Amampondo and Amaxhosa. The province was growing as people from outside the continent joined us. Some communities were starting to develop, and our family was already growing into different tribes. Others were now married to the visitors from outside our continent, and we welcomed the children of mixed descent. Our place was starting to be urbanized, and we had to live with it, to accept the new normal. What does this say about you? Who are you going to say you are? Go out, my children, and don't forget the new normal. Wear your mask, sanitize your hands, and keep 1 meter social distance. It is all in your hands.
A big round of applause for this Eastern Cape Ensemble. It's a big group assembled by the Department of Sport, Arts, Recreation and Culture in the province. And it's a very unique group that you won't find anywhere else in the country, which combines all these cultural experiences of the people of the Eastern Cape together. It's called the Eastern Cape Cultural Ensemble. Without much ado, I'll now call upon the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, Mr. Saziwa, to address us. Over to you, Honorable Saziwa. He's joining us virtually.
Greetings to our Honorable Premier of the Province of the Eastern Cape and other members of the Executive Council. Greetings to fellow members of the Eastern Cape Provincial Legislature, to our acting SG and the senior management of the Department of Education, to all officials from school level up to the provincial level of the Department of Education, to all social partners of the Department of Education, to the matric class of 2020, educators and parents, as well as school governing bodies. It gives us pleasure as the Portfolio Committee on Education to come and be part of this important gathering. This reminds me of the history of the Comrades Marathon. That after the First World War, one Greek soldier ran for 7 days and reported to his commanders that they had conquered. This goes to you, class of 2020, that despite all impediments and challenges that we faced in 2020, here you are, we have conquered. And you can't conquer if you don't put all of your efforts toward the achievement of your goals that you set in life. On my way to where I am waiting for tomorrow's activity of visiting schools, I listened to one of the gospel artists in our country, Sipoma Kaubani, Where's a song titled "The Devil is a Liar"? Indeed, you managed to vanquish the devil that was brought by COVID-19. And what has helped you was your dedication, was your commitment, was your resilience, and was your vision for yourselves, for your homes, and for your nation. We're allowing you now to go out to the world and be our ambassador of the province of the Eastern Cape, the province of the legend. Not just one legend, legends. Please make sure that when you are there in universities or institutions of higher learning, you don't forget your roots. You don't forget where you're coming from. Our Honorable MEC, thank you so much for your leadership of the department. Together with our late SG, Mr. Temba Kojan, and the senior management of the department. Your investment in ICT have borne fruits today. Please keep up the good work. To educators who exercise what we call labor of love, despite all the fears around COVID-19, you said, we're not going to allow the future of these kids to perish in our hands. A big thank you from the committee and from the legislature for that kind of commitment that we have displayed. To parents who support their kids through thick and thin, thank you so much for playing your role as indeed parents. Well, there are some parents who are not just parents because they fail to support their own children. To you, class of 2020, you must take a bow because they've made it, whilst others have fallen by the way. I want to tell you, especially the girl learners, that if you want to succeed in life, you must avoid the 7 B's, which is boys bring babies. Make sure that you avoid them because they're gonna disturb your own future plans. Once again, congratulations to the matric class of 2020. And those that have not made it, please don't despair. Understand that the word fail is an abbreviation that says first attempts in learning. Thank you so much, Program Director.
For the chairperson. Thank you very much, Honorable Saziwa, for those warm words of encouragement to our educators and to our learners, and to all those who have made a significant contribution in taking the province to where it is today. We are now going to get to the real stuff. I'm going to call upon the MEC for Education, Honorable Gade, to come forward and present to us the performance of grade 12 class of 2020. He will also immediately introduce the Honorable Premier to address us. And this was says, MEC apanga phambili nguye osose undi-introducela uNkulumbuso. Enkosi kakhulu.
Program Director, Mr. Kwase, let me first greet you this afternoon. Honorable Premier, Honorable Speaker and Deputy Speaker, Honorable members of the House of the Eastern Cape Legislature, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee and the committee itself, Bishop Mbete, okhoyo namhlanje apha phakathi kwethu, DG of the provincial government, Utata Osokoni, acting SG and the top management of the Department of Education today, the media houses invited to this august occasion, our SGBs, our student formations that we have, organs of civil society that we have in the province, our social partners in education, all unions that participate in the sector itself. Mandibulise kwakhona ngokungazenzisiyo kwifamily kaBhuthemba Kotshane. Ndiqabela ngayo, Premier, for a number of reasons. So that whatever that we do, we always remember the parting shot. We don't fail him this particular moment. Our learners in the province, their parents, their important guests today, their relatives, and all those that have participated in your lives, Bantwana bam. Let's greet them in your name today. Premier, the 2020 academic year was our real annus horribilis. We have lost our teachers, we have lost our administrators, and we have lost our learners. Above all this, we have lost the head of the Department of Education, Mr. Themba Kotshane, who succumbed to the pandemic that is devastating the nation in general and across the globe. Amidst the COVID-19 pandemic challenges, over 130 candidates managed to write the National Senior Certificate Examinations 2020, and no child was left behind, Premier. All candidates who qualified to write the National Senior Certificate Examinations, including those that tested positive, unfortunately, because of COVID-19, were allowed to write in a special prepared school environment in the province. This achievement was a game changer for all of us. It sent a straight and a very bold message that indeed, Premier and your executive, that COVID-19 is not a death sentence, nor it is a crusher of someone's dreams. The department ensured that thousands of anxious candidates did not have their dreams deferred, but were accorded an opportunity to start their journey to the future here, now, and then. The Department of Education in the Eastern Cape has to conduct grade 12 National Senior Certificate in 933 full-time public schools in the province, including 50 independent schools and 147 part-time centers. The 933 full-time examination centers, inclusive of public and independent schools, registered 79,888 full-time candidates. The 5,842 markers were employed to undertake this marking process, and 1,200 examination assistants were appointed to support the marking process. In 2020, Honorable Premier, the executive, and the people of this province, there was no multiple examination opportunity for progressed learners as part of the cabinet decision. And they had to write all 7 subjects in November, that is 2020. The class of 2020, in the Eastern Cape, the Department of Education fielded a high number of grade 12 learners compared to 2019, comparatively so. There were 72,926 learners in 2020 compared to 63,198 in 2019, an increase of 9,728, representing 15.3% increase. The Eastern Cape grade 12 class of 2020 was in grade 1 in 2009, and 133 were in the books of the department for almost 11 years, and later they were at 82,449 in grade 12, which indicates 61% cohort loss along the journey. And I think this is the one area that Honorable Premier, generally in the country, will have to have a special focus. We'll have a special focus because the learners that enrolled in grade 1 are not the learners that wrote grade 12 in the country. Now, this is the evidence. And the 61% of those that fall by the wayside is not just a small margin. It's a serious question that the schooling system in the country must begin to ponder. What happened and how do we close space in that particular? So the province is of no exception on that one. Out of the 82,449 full-time candidates in the schooling system, 79,670 were registered for national senior certificate examinations. Gratefully and gracefully, the 2020 academic year was bravely saved by the Department of Education to the disbeliefs of many. This achievement was despite the global push to postpone examination, as was captured in the different countries. Maybe let me pause for a second on that one. At the beginning of the COVID-19, we have got one choice as a country, of which as a province we're part of it. We had the choice to either save the future of the peoples in the true sense of the generation that is undergoing schooling in the country now, or usher them into the demise of mystery with their future and their dreams out of the poverty that we are confronted with. That's one choice. The second choice was either to defend the lives of those involved and again avoid a potential liquidation of the schooling system in the country, which will result to 227 billion rands as a sector budget allocation. So I'm saying that was not just a normal decision, whether to close school or not, or to pursue with the journey of our learners. On the learner performance program director, the matric pass rate of 2020 for now is at 68.1, a drop from 76.4 of 2019. All districts experienced a drop in pass rate, with highest drop of 14.9, in particular in Jogabi, followed by OR Tambo Coastal at 12.5%. However, there were pockets of excellence that deserve a standing ovation. 2 of our learners represented the Eastern Cape very well in the National Senior Certificates Awards run by the Minister of Basic Education in the country yesterday. We are happy to announce that the national top learner in the country in South Africa came from this Eastern Cape, the home of the legends. His name is Reinhard Pais from Payson High School, which has been awarded a national top permitting learner award in South Africa. Also placed number 3rd in mathematics in the country, and also placed as number 1 in quintile 5 schools achievement category in the country. So in essence, Premier, it means the overall top achiever in the country is in the house. Thanks, Program Director. We are also pleased and honored, Program Director, that also as a province, we have got Simamkele Pongo from Kolilizwe Senior Secondary School in our deepest areas or rural areas, who then placed the 3rd spot in quintile 3 schools category across the country as well. So both of them Program Director, are national assets, of course hailing from the province. In terms of bachelor pass, as Eastern Cape, the bachelor passes were least affected at 30%, showing a drop of 2.3 from the 2019 bachelor pass. However, again, we must note this, that more learners earned bachelor in 2020 than 2019. Leave out the percentages, they might confuse you. We had got 21,886 compared to 20,419 of 2019. So we have ascended about 1,800 plus bachelors as compared to 2019. So that's a significant contribution that we have made in the country. The highest bachelor passes were obtained in these particular districts: in Buffalo City at 37.5%, followed by Nelson Mandela Bay at 36.9%, and Sarah Batman at 32.8%. I might be biased, Program Director and Premier, because on this one, because for Sarah Batman to place 3rd on the qualitative output coming from the edge and the bottom of the ratings of the province is something that this House must note. It's something that this House must note, because you are speaking of a district here that has got a historical background of coming from the middle and a bit far from the top, but now is placing spot number 3, but also with 32.8%. These 3 districts also improved their bachelor passes compared to 2019 bachelor rates. The district performance, as we outline it here, the top 3 performing districts were Nelson Mandela at 75.5, Buffalo City District at 73.6. Another surprise, Premier. Chris Hani West at 70.5. Surprised in the sense that they are again one of those districts that are coming from below and move up to spot 3 when you go to district ratings in the province, but I will come back to that one. On schools performance, quintile 1 to 3 schools were the hardest hit by the pandemic and dropping by 9% on average. Quintile 4 had a slight drop of 4.7 from 82.7% to 78%. Quintile 5 remains unchanged in their pass average rate of 92%, and trends are indicating that these poorest quintiles were the most affected one. Again, I am then bringing this analysis here, because again, even national, if you look to those statistics, quintile 5 remains where it has been in the past. And I don't want to say this is a class issue, but I would be tempted to say so. But I'm saying quintile 5 schools remain COVID, no COVID, remain at 92.2. So which tells you something that probably we needed to look very closely into as part of the planning moving forward. The subject performance program director, our learners were the hardest hit in the physical science papers, which dropped from 70.2% to 55.6%. And the subject carries 25,870 of our learners in the 2020 examinations in the province. However, the big improvement subjects have shown signs of resilience despite ravages of the pandemic. Business studies improved from 68% to 77.8%. And history improved from 87.2% to 87.9%. In languages, English first additional language has shown significant improvement from 96.5 to 98.5. And it carries the majority of learners in the system. Both Afrikaans and English home language had a slight improvement at 1.5% and 2.8% respectively, with isiXhosa and isiSotho showing a marginal decrease of 0.1 in both languages. In terms of the distinctions, Program Director, 6 subjects have shown a commendable improvement in the number of distinctions obtained by our learners in 2020 compared to 2019. Distinctions in the following subjects which have most improvement. Here are they. They are counting from 2.9 to 3.7 improvement. Agricultural sciences from 1.2 to 1.6. Economics from 0.5 to 0.8. English FAL from 1.6 to 1.1. Life orientation from 7.2 to 8.6. Mathematics from 0.9 to 1.5. These improvement in distinctions per district are quite commendable, and as well, BCM maintained a healthy improvement of distinctions from 4.4 to 4.6, followed again by Sarah Batman at 2.8 to 4%, as well Amatole East this time around from 3% to 4% improvement. Noteworthy, the improvements were also shown by the following districts again: Alfredo West from 1.9 to 2%, Amatole West from 1.4 to 2%, Chris Hani West again in 2.2 to 2.4. The administration of examinations, in terms of the administration of examinations, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, almost 50 school days were lost. In order to recover some of those lost teaching and learning times, The examination timetable had to be shifted between November and December. And May and June national senior certificate examinations were cancelled due to COVID-19 lockdown and merged with national senior certificate 2020 in November examinations. This has got a huge logistic implications with ripple effects on financial and human resource. However, the administration and management and conduct of examination fully adhered to the COVID-19 pandemic regulations, such social distancing and other safety measures were adhered to. We want to congratulate the Eastern Cape Class 2020, Honorable Premier, and remain assured that the Eastern Cape government is committed to ensuring that the National Senior Certificate is the first step in your road to further studies and work opportunities. We are also committed in ensuring that those who did not complete the National Senior Certificate in 2020 will be supported to their success. The Eastern Cape Department of Education already has detailed plans of those wishing to write examinations in October and November 2021. These plans will be communicated in the next few weeks of February, before the shutdown of this month. Our heart goes to all our teachers for their dedication and hard work that they have made us proud, and our hearts are warming, and the battles on COVID-19 pandemic that were fought together. We have went an extra mile in ensuring that our learners had every opportunity possible to succeed. You have provided extra lessons. You participated on Saturday schools, afternoon sessions. You provided additional study material. You ensured that your learners' school-based assessment were completed and the results submitted on time. You encourage our learners. We as the citizens of the Eastern Cape salute you and thank you for all that you have done for our kids as a provincial government. Our heartfelt gratitude also goes to the leadership of all unions in the province, the South African Democratic Teachers Union, the National Professional Teachers Association of South Africa, the SAU. You were with us from every step of the way during the national lockdowns. We echo our words of the head of the Department of Education in the province, Mr. Themba Kojana, the late, when he wrote to you in his end of the year later in 2019, that your support for the dedication of quality education is much appreciated. The robust and vigorous debates between unions and the Department of Education in the Eastern Cape has strengthened the education in the province, and our collaboration work begins to pay the dividends now. We particularly pleased, Honorable Premier, to announce that the slow but steady improvement of our province schooling performance system, especially improvements on foundation phase pass rate, is notable. We are therefore beginning to celebrate the success of all the children in the province. We must and we will continue to ensure that every child who starts schooling in the province, Eastern Cape, has the best opportunity to learn, read and write, calculate at the levels which will allow them to achieve their full potential. However, we are painfully aware that there is a long way to go in providing all children of the province with quality education. It is for this reason that the department spent much time in ensuring that we are ready to welcome the 1.7 million children to schools in the Eastern Cape in 2021. We can confirm today that we are substantively ready for the 2021 school year. We have already received the 2021 PPN allocations. 95 of the schools have received their workbooks. School furniture was delivered schools through the year. The teacher development proposals for 2021 has been developed and circulated. All divisions of the Eastern Cape have detailed 2021 year plans. Plans are in place in timely transfers for funds into schools, and good progress has been made in enrolling learners across the school. Hence, we're finishing the issue of the admissions in some of the metros that we have in the province. We would like, in conclusion, Honorable Program Director, by thanking all those who have contributed to the stabilization and teaching of our kids in 2020. The learners, the teachers, parents, unions, school governing bodies, advisory council, all participants, acting SG, the entire cohort of the top management, and also the contribution that has been made by the late SG, Utata Utemba Kochal. The constructive criticisms that we get from the media houses has sharpened our understanding as well in dealing with issues within the sector itself, and also repositioned the sector in a much more pedestal and a good way, Honorable Program Director. We thank you all for your wonderful efforts.
Tender Premier MEC lubenikwe itender yophakamisa uPremier uyeke phakathi walo project. A big round of applause for the MEC. We the platform and the virtual platforms that are connected to this one are more like a portfolio committee. So see, we have turned ourselves into a portfolio committee. So the MEC was accounting on his work in the Department of Education in the province to all of us, ngale presentation ebenza up on how we have performed as a province. Once again, a big round of applause for the MEC for this hard work. Without much ado, let me request the Honorable Premier to come and address us. Asimbetheleni izandla.
Hey, go DJ. Uyakhalaza apha uHlobi kuba ndiqonda uba ucingela into ye-PMDS uba uye waqonda uba izolo late akazuzijoyina kuba ulale akavuka into yophatha iphondo ayikho lula. Xa sekuthiwa kukho i-speech abantu abayazi uba what goes behind the speech inendawo engalalisiyo. Thank you very much, Program Director DDG Kwase, uBishop uBawombethe Ibele, uMEC uGade uDlamini ne-MEC zonke ezisijoyinileyo virtually, uSpeaker of our Provincial Legislature no Deputy Speaker, Honorable Saziwa ungu-Chairperson we-Portfolio Committee ne-Portfolio Committee, namalungu onke eParliament bendivile kukhankanywa apha no-Chair of Chairs. Imeya zikhona imeya ezithi zikwi-district offices. They are virtually connected watching this beautiful event. Ne-councillors, DG, Mr. Sogoni, the acting SG, Dr. Nuku, kwakunye ne-HODs ezikhoyo phakathi kwethu bese kuthethiwe apha ngo-Superintendent General wakwa-Treasury, Mr. Majeke, and the management yonke ye-department, the SGBs and principals, the leadership of our organized labor, they were listed, give due respect. The advisory committee, Bishop Koliti, parents, abazali, bonke, the Kojana family, education stakeholders present here in this house and those who are joining us virtually, our honored guests, the grade 12 top achievers, and the members of the media. Good afternoon if it's not evening. When I spoke about parents in particular, I feel a little bit emotional. There's something called life that we don't know. Bell, I think enye nje intshumayelo yokokuba ngenye imini xa unexesha ukusixelela uba yintoni ubomi. Qinisekile phaa eBhayibhileni noba ikhona indawo ethetha ngobomi nomntu. Ndibize elinye inenekazi apha endimane ndilifanisa lihleli kulaa tafile, the table of parents. Ndiyamazi laa mntu. Ngubani kanene? Ndide ndimbone. When I left government unceremoniously eZulu in 2005, I became a consultant and I was employed by a company that was cleaning umtata. I think umtata wagqibela ngoku ucoceka. It was cleaning umtata as well as ngangelizwe iclean amafihlo. So one day, they decided to beg a sighting, uyocleaner, ndiyojonga nabasebenzi abacleanayo. Phaya eback, kuthiwa kuseback phaya engangelizwe, emafihlweni, fike kucleanwa phaa kubhisi. Kubekho ke lo sisi, ndithetha nabo bebonke bangabasebenzi. Ended up ndithetha naye, just like asking uba uyile esikolweni, kwenzeka ntoni ngesikolo. Ndizodiscoverisha into yoba yena nangona lapha ecleana nje. Uyile esikolweni. If my memory serves me well, then she had a qualification from USU, something like that. But she was cleaning phaya engangelizwe. I then immediately took a decision because I was a kind of a CEO, sort of that small company. I then took a decision to say, nezigambutsi zakho, masambe. Then we went to the office on that day. I said, from today when our reporter up, office, uzakwenza noba intoni noba uhleli phaa wamkela abantu abafikayo uthini kodwa umsebenzi wakho ngokuqala namhlanje ulapha eofisini. Umiss Gosa nanku yakhe awuphakamisise. I'm so emotional, you know, because this is life. Now ndiyabuza ke ngokuba ubekwa intoni apha. Bukelo. Uthi hayi umntana wam is a top achiever. So nangu umntana kawuphakame bhuti. So you know, so I'm saying that's life. He is a proud premier and an active stakeholder in the education sector because the 12th class of 2020 exceeded my expectation. And it again, the active stakeholder, I now don't know how many schools that I've adopted. The governing party that has deployed me in government said we must adopt schools. Every member of parliament, every PEC member must adopt a school to support. I adopted so number of schools. And what is interesting, and I know those principals because I talk to them every day, every week, every month, and I've seen the difference in those schools, how those schools have actually turned the corner. Enye yezo zikolo I visited it with the late Mr. Kojan. The school had about 80% plus, and then they said, sifuna inkomo. I said, ngizawunithengela inkomo uba ninganyuka. Benyuka kulo nyaka. And ndayizama laa nkomo. Last year, when I met them again, they said, sizawuza no 90%. Kusho principal. Uprincipal wapha ke nguJoe Mgquba. Andizazi ngabe iprincipal ezinezikhahlelo. Kodwa nguJoe Mgquba. Umfaka Njalvane. Isikolo kuthiwa sisithoza. Pha kwaSigidi Ndlela. KwaBhokleni. Esa sikolo size no 90%. It is not just 90%, it's a quality 90%. So ndizama ubuza ke ngoku kobu uphithiphithi simane nale excuse ye-COVID sithetha ngaba wenze njani wena? Uthi i-COVID yasifika la sisesikolweni. Decide into yoba mawungabisagodukwa. Kuba sive kuthiwa i-COVID iphaa ebantwini ezilalini. So thina bebesesikolweni ngalaa mini masingabisagoduka. Masehlala apha esikolweni from May until December. That's how I got 90%. And khange ndibe namntana ona-COVID because ibingekho i-COVID phaa esikolweni. So these kids were insulated, you know, and the COVID was there. Kulaa ndawo kudityanwa kuyo ngumntu wonke. Yabona uba uphule umthetho, kodwa uphule kakuhle. Ngoku siphithizelayo uyaqhuba. And it's one thing that I've seen, that schools with good, committed and passionate principals and teachers, they will always make a difference. Our kids need a human being called a teacher in front of them. We can do all other things that we're trying to do, but they still need that foster parent to stand in front of them and tell them that unyaka uphelile, itsho ngokusivula isikolo. It unyaka uphelile. That's a language, that's a terminology that we are all used from teachers. Last year, I said we should work to attain an 80% pass rate this year. Pandemic in the form of the coronavirus would affect our 2020 school calendar. Isimoshile le ntsholongwane ye-COVID. Kuba ndiqinisekile ukuba ibingekho besizoqabela ku-80%. We were very clear. Our 7-point plan was actually giving us north direction. We had never expected the south direction. And again, besingena unyuka kusihliwa, program director. Besingena unyuka. These are my contradiction, and I know contradictions that propel the movement forward, but all arrows are pointing south. So ibizaba ngumnqa basinyuke sodwa kusihliwa ngenxa ye-COVID-19. I therefore take the 68.1% pass rate that has been achieved by the class of 2020 without any reservation. The 8% drop in the pass rate is understandable for this year because of COVID-19, but we cannot drop the pass rate this year and cite COVID-19 as a reason for the drop. We should have learned a lesson from the last year and develop our plans to work in the new normal of COVID-19 because the virus will be with us for the rest of this year. Siyayazi ngo siyiqhelile ngo. Andithi mosibhele into ebudgeted njengoba izawuchazwa ibudget ngoMarch uthe uzawukwenza lento kulonyaka mali akho nto ithi linda uFebruary ka-2022. If you need books, you need to procure your stationery, your textbook. That can be delivered by July, August this year, and you must start doing that work and don't wait for something that we don't know, so that we can actually get our systems, the entire ecosystem functioning to help us improve our efficiency. So laa nto yoke sihlala ba kuse-early procurement sawuyenza ngoJune si-end up sinezikolo ezideliverishwa ngoFebruary okanye ngoJanuary. It's not right. when we close the academic year, stop financial year. In schools, we don't talk about financial years. We talk about them in your offices. We talk about academic year. And whatever that we do to support the academic program must be actually be framed in that kind of thinking by all of us. I want to commend the Department of Education for the tablet initiative they implemented to support grade 12 learners last year. Without a doubt, the tablets enhance the interaction between teachers and learners. If we had the financial resources in abundance, I would say all high school learners should be given tablets. I've seen the excitement. I've been around schools where these tablets were delivered. I've seen the appreciation from those young people because they were loaded with the relevant content, the curriculum that was there to help them to really achieve to a higher pedestal. We are accelerating the broadband project to increase internet connectivity, and schools are a primary beneficiary of the project. As we connect sites, we're targeting schools, because we've seen this is quite important for us to do. The quantity of the results has dropped, but the quality continues to improve. We better be few, but better. The quantity of the results has dropped, but the quality continues to improve. Another school of mine had about 130 plus kids that were writing a matric, with those who were supposed to have written supplementary and progressed learners. That school has delivered more than 70 of those kids with bachelors. It's a school that I've adopted called Pagamani, Paedebech. And more than 20 of those kids have brought diplomas. So it's important. Our visibility, our presence is important. It really inspires these young people out there. So we must be multiplying this kind. I want to congratulate Mr. Reinhard Bays for putting us on the national map as a top learner in the country. We had to stand up. When I was standing up, I had no choice. Some of us, we can just wish for this. We'll never get there. So it's a real Usimamkele Bongo from Xolilizwe Senior Secondary School, who placed third in the quintile 3 schools category, national. I don't know how many people about Lalo Facebook. So those who don't understand social media as a communication tool, they say it's Lalo Facebook, it's Lalo WhatsApp, but that's how they characterize. I've watched the principal, Umfoka Buching, with this young man on his shoulders, leading a song, which burst into something special in the entire school. So we really need such kind of principals. You see, people who connect. I'm saying that I've seen principals without boarding schools, being security guards, looking after their children at school, staying at school, sleeping at school because kids are studying. It's very difficult in the rural setup of our province, where we don't have infrastructure. These things are not just coming down like a Holy Spirit. People are putting a lot of hard work behind that. And we must really give credit where it's due and recognize that extra effort. We also note improvements in key subjects of accounting, agricultural science, economics, and mathematics, as well as life orientation. These are critical subjects for our province because they open opportunities for learners to pursue careers that are critical for economic growth in our province, for us to deliver the Eastern Cape we want. We need these subjects. We need these skills. Therefore, we must and we will ensure that we have teachers for these critical subjects in front of our learners. I want to encourage successful learners to pursue careers in agriculture, ICT, engineering, artisan field, environmental field, maritime studies, environmental studies, as well as finance fields. This is where we have a shortage of skills and opportunities in abundance. I'm also overjoyed by the performance of learners from rural districts. Improvement in distinctions per district are quite commendable as well. Improvements in Alfred Nzo West from 1.9% to 2%, Amatole West from 1.4% to 2%, Christiani West from 2.2% to 2.4% are indeed really commendable. The learners from these districts are defying great odds of learning in an environment where there are limited resources. As government, we are directing the bulk of our fiscal resources to the rural districts to level the playing field, focusing on building state-of-the-art schools with modern ICT and science equipment. Khona into ezi-basic ezingekhoyo kwezaa zikolo, Mr. Tywakati. Luxury, but they make miracles out of that. Kanenzeni icebo man, ndifuna nje fencing for isithoza. Ezaa zikolo asibuyelwa ngezi. Andinawubuyela okwesithathu kwezaa zikolo ndibuyela into enye yonke icingo elingekhoyo. But sazisa zona i-temporal classrooms. Yaqhuba pha. Akho ndibafake kwezaa cingo dlamini man. Qhusheka pha. Program Director, these results we achieved would have been impossible without the dedication of our teachers. We want to extend a word of gratitude to all the dedicated teachers who continue to go above and beyond the call of duty to ensure that our children receive the best possible education. The hours they invested in front of these learners have paid dividends. Teaching is the mother of all professions. Hence, it needs teachers with passion to give learners the best foundation that would enable them to have successful careers. It is not a job, but a calling. I have instructed our administration to find ways to incentivize teachers who perform better in the subjects they teach. We will also incentivize schools that produce top-performing students, particularly in quintile 1 to quintile 3. Ndayiqala le project bayoti teacher rose ne distinction kwi-subject yakhe. Ndizampha i-R1,000. Babe babini bebathathu. Bandixaka pha ePhakamani ndayiyeka yonke loo nto. I then disappeared. You see, that competition is important. That competition is important. That's how we can encourage. I'm painful that I'm standing here because when we were here last year, we said, and Mr. Gojana was here, that we need this. We need something like Themba Gojana Excellent Award, which is dedicated to teachers. Ndiyayithiya ke ngoku. Ndigqibela uyithiya. Ungabona wena uzakwenza kanjani eDlamini. We need something like Themba Gojana Excellent or Teacher Excellence Award. That man has done a lot to stabilize the education environment. We know the turbulences of this province, where we're coming from. Hard work has been put into this, and effort has been put into this to be where we are today as a province. We also want to appreciate leaders of trade unions in the education sector. Our relationship with teacher unions is matured now. Akho stampede. Akunjalo nobhala. Akho qulu board. Ngoku basingaqondani ikho indlela yokuqondana. Ebhetere kuba sibeka abantwana phambili. Sibeka abantwana phambili. Utishara kaloku uqeshwe ngurhulumente into yokuqala eza kuye kuba thini asebenze then abhatalwe. Ayiko kubhatalwa then asebenze. It can't be the other way around. We are all employed to work and earn salaries. We are not employed to earn salaries, then work. Government is about people because it's the government of the people, for the people, by the people. The only sore point for me is that a significant number of learners were not successful. It is our responsibility to help them cross that grade 12 line. We must not leave any learner behind. Bonke ngabethu bese kutshiwo. Thus, the department must provide added support not only to help the unsuccessful learners to pass grade 12, but to all children who are not coping with schooling and who have learning difficulties. I need to hear about your plan on this matter, MEC, within a week. This plan should be there. We have spoken about the implementation of inclusive education. Dr. Mbud. The real meaning of inclusive education. I wish all the successful learners the best of luck in the careers they are going to pursue. You have made your parents and our province very proud. You must come back with skills that will help us to build the Eastern Cape we want. Once again, I want to express our sincere gratitude and appreciate the CEM, as led by Minister Angie Motshekga, for saving 2020 academic year against all odds. At some point, many of us, we succumbed, we gave up. We said nothing that can be done. Parents were protecting their kids. Some parents didn't return their kids. Some parents didn't, because people were saying you better save life than to save academic. The leadership and insistence, the fortitude, really helped us to cross that bridge. Risky as it was, but with all the protocol, health, safety protocols in place, we've seen that working together we can do more. We do really appreciate this leadership that Minister and the entire CEM have shown. They brought optimism when pessimism was the order of the day. During challenging times like one of COVID-19, we need more leaders of your caliber. Education is our heritage. Let's make it fashionable. Thank you very much.
Another big round of applause for the Honorable Premier. There was a point, ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of the term, when the sixth administration started without members of the Executive Council, and the Premier was the Premier and also MECs. He was a combo. Premier was a combo. You can hear how he articulates education matters. Uba usenela futhi lela xesha zonke izinto esazibambe lapha kuye ngeka outsource. You hear him when he articulates this issue of COVID, yakwa health, isingathi ngum-MEC wapha. Ndiyabona la futhi nangoku ke ndimva uyayirhalela into bangasaphinda azithathe ntambazi zisekuye ndabantu uzawuthela lapha kwa-health abe kwa-agriculture kube kuphi. Enkosi kakhulu Premier for the passion that you have shown in driving the work of the provincial government. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to get straight to the awards. We have learners that are all over our province. They are in their districts. As you know, that we have MEC's awards as well as the Premier's awards. MEC's awards, they include learners from HDI. That is number 1 and number 2 in each district, and the top 3 amongst the HDIs. The Premier's awards include 1 and 2 in each district of the overall performance, and the top 3 overall performance, as well as the top learner, yes, special schools. So we have brought in the top learner, yes, special schools. We have brought in the top 3 from HDI as well as the overall top 3. Ngabo ke abantu abazawunikezwa i-certificate zabo, nekapu zabo, and all what is there. Now, others are also going to receive their certificate, medal zabo, and all that in their districts. All that has been given to district managers, together with the forms that they are supposed to sign with respect to the bursaries that they'll be getting and all that. All that is with district managers as we speak. We have asked them to wait until we finish here so that there can be no disruption, so that this link between the district and this activity is just smooth. So I'm hopeful that those that are running the system are going to help us. We are now going to start with the best performing district. As the MEC, we are going to start with number 3 in terms of the top performing districts in the province. The position 3 is Chris Zani West. That is led by Mr. De Bruyn. It dropped by 4.91%, but it still attained 70.48%. Position 1, in terms of the districts, is Nelson Mandela at 75.5, and it dropped by 5.83%. We're moving now to some of the MEC's awards, but of learners that are not here. isiXhosa home language, as we usually do. We usually have a cup and a certificate for a top learner in isiXhosa. And that is Buhle Mazimba from St. John's College. At 93%. Secondary school. Maswabi Libet. 90%. The top learner on sign language is from Sive Special School. Snenhlanhla at 66.3%. There's also an award that is given to a top learner in mathematics. That is none other than in mathematics. From Zmele High School, Paengangelizwe, Mthatha. Premier kuba abantwana banikezwe izinto bembalwa benzawucela uba sose niqhube kunye eziya zako nisose nizibethe nobabini no MEC bendiza kophulela xa bekusithwa mninzi lo muntu uzawuzafa. Masiyothulela siyibeka apha ingaphazamisa. Masiyothulela imfundo siyibeka apha ndiyithethe lapho le nto ndifuna uyithetha. Nditimbana ke noko Premier mosingake nithi khebefu ibile maths yodwa le okwakaloku nje eziya zizawuza sezidibene ke ngoku seyiphahla phahla. On MEC's awards, top learners from historically disadvantaged institutions. Here we're taking position 1 and position 2 in each district. Position 2, Alfred Nzo East, is from Mzamba Comprehensive High School. Uskhamza Siseko, Nkubeko Davis, Luthotho lamagama. Position 2, Alfred Nzo West. Ngafuna phela siqabelise imfundo because ndime aphambi kwale nto le kufundwa kuyo ufuna uyibona siyabona ako andiphazamisa sikhona okay. Position 1, Alfred Nzo East, Paipheli Yolanda, 18 Chayinga Secondary School. Now counting par engu 96%. Alfred Nzo West, position 2, Mihlali Qegu from Zwelakhe Senior Secondary School. Alfred Nzo West, position 1, at George Senior Secondary School, at Mount Elif. That's Yeye Tuzbele. That's position 2, position 1, Alfred Nzo West. Amathole Sikelelwa Beti Maga. Position 1, Amathole East, Olilizwe Senior Secondary School, Liso Njena. Yakuba lezo lizwe ndiyayibona bana sisikolo bendingadli ngawusiva apha ndiyabona uyazifanela nje neswalusi ba ikhona ngoku ibikhe yabikho. Amathole West, position 2, from Amazizi Senior Secondary School, Shumelo Matole. Position 1, Amatole West, from Tubaletu High School, Atandile Jwampini. Buffalo City, position 2, from Hector Peterson High School, Simtande Soke. Fumeneke 100% ku physics. Top HDI Buffalo City, position 1 was a Buffalo City, from Richard Vacha High School. Kaya Jezil. No 100% agriculture. No 99.7 life orientation. Chrisani East, position 2. Nyanga Senior Secondary School. Unsika, Ntibane. No 98% in mathematics. Chrisani East, HDI, position 1, from Kofimba Senior Secondary School. Umsindi Sidila. Le geography ngati yatsaga 94.7%. Chrisani West, position 2. Kwakomani comprehensive. Hlakane Pampange. No 92.3% in mathematics. In physical science. Position 1, Chrisani West, HDI. Is in Sokota Senior Secondary School. Emihle Jaja. Was 91.3% in mathematics. Joe Gabi, position 2. Lehana Senior Secondary School. Zenande Lolwana. From Lehana Senior Secondary School. Joe Gabi, position 1. St. Teresa High School. Snoyolo Mbela. That's position 1, Joe Gabi. Ndikende have ndoba phi Joe Gabi nezi tablets funa abaqala banyuka intaba qala uze sebenze. So ifield ibingekho level, not xa besinikwe bonke, but the field was not level because of the areas ezingena connectivity. So isenoba nendawo yayo ke lonto. Nelson Mandela, position 2, HDI. Is Douglas Mbopa Senior Secondary School, Ukamveli Hlengeza. 94.7 mathematics, 91.7 physical science. Nelson Mandela, position 1, HDI, from Jebo Senior Secondary School, Alizwa Chaweni, with 94 physical science, 91 mathematics. Or Tambo Coastal, position 2, Damasa Senior Secondary School, Utabogazi Mashamfu. You can see 90% mathematics there. Or Tambo Coastal, position 1, Toli Senior Secondary School, Mkhanyiseli Gibana. The permanent resident ke alapha. Yes, awards. Itoli Senior Secondary School. Zange yangabi namntana kulento. And ke le mcimbi ka principal osenhloko onomkhondo. Nguye wenza kube nje. inhliziyo zethu bethu nazo zingakhathazeki uba isikolo sakho asikafiki endaweni ngokungathi ndithe awunamkhondo. But bengcoma nje isikole esiphetheke kakuhle. OR Tambo Inland Position 2, Zimele High School. Sesinye esizifanela ne Swallows. Because besingekho emcimbini sa oko sithukuze endleleni sifikile lapho besi-applyishele khona. Unyangiwe, usomeleze Nyangiwe. 96 physical science, 95 mathematics, 94 life sciences, 90.3 geography. OR Tambo Inland, Holy Cross Senior Secondary School. Umihlali Precious Stofile. 100% history, 91% geography. Gaqhutywa apha. Gaqhutywa. Sarah Batman Position 2 HDI, Kuyasa Combined School. Spelele Futus. Sarah Batman Position 1, Kuyasa Combined School. Tsengani Sandile Wellington. Kuya 91.7 we mathematics. In terms of the HDI cluster A, in terms of their position, cluster A, ke premier le la qala lingapha, cluster B le qala lingapha le province iqhekezwe ubini province. So position 3 of cluster A. Now I say a district, into ngapha districts, a combination of districts that constitute half of the province. Position 3 of that cluster is Tofimvaba Senior Secondary School. Ubenati Jaya. Uno level 7 Bodwa with 93 mathematics, 94.3 physical science, 93 life science. Position 2, cluster A, overall, from St. John's College, Pumelisa Pangel, with 100% physical science and 96.7% mathematics and 95% accounting. Position 1 in that cluster is Bokwana Senior Secondary School. Betango 7 Bodwa with 96 tourism, 96.7 physical science, 90.3 maths, 96 life sciences, 99 life orientation. Position 1 in cluster A. Cluster B of HDI, position 3, Nolita Comprehensive Technical School, Ayabonga Yedwa. You can see what 7 Bodwa, 91.7 physical science, 90.3 mathematics, 94.3 life sciences, 99.7 life orientation. Position 2 of cluster B HDI is Solomon Mahlangu High School, Sibulele Solilo. Naye phana kwa 7 Bodwa. Physical science 90.7, mathematics 92.7, tourism 90.7, geography le nenda itsahayo 90.7. Position 1 of cluster B is Ekphumleni High School. That is your cluster B HDI. It's Masande Daniso. 98 religious studies, 89.7 mathematical literacy, 97.3 history, 87.3 English first additional. That's your number one HDI in position 1 in cluster B. We are now going to proceed now to the premiers awards, starting with the districts, position 2, position 1, overall. I-apile lapha, i-banana lapha, into ezingaqhelekanga ekuthiwa yilitshi ongathi xa ijonga apha ngaphandle uyiyeke ucinga uba yofruthi ilapha. It's overall. Akho nto ya-HDI, akho ntoni, wonke umuntu lapha uzaziprova. So zii-premiers awards ke ezo, zicombine everybody. Alfred Nzo East, position 2. Mbizana Signal Secondary School. Nayo is a permanent resident yale nto siyiqhuba. Yenye eno xholovane be-principals. Wethe ingathi uyayeka ke kulo nyaka. Besithembise loo nto kulo nyaka kupheleyo ke sebesipha. Uba usendleleni ephumayo. Ngase ke Ntusi singabophi imofu ngexesha besigqiba ukukhulula uxholovane apha. Sithi sigqiba ukukhulula uxholovane sifane imofu noondloyi. Kwinkomo ekuthiwa ngoondloyi zizimofu eyoyikwayo uhlatywa zezinye ethi ngeke saniqhuba inkomo nibheke apha ufika ichasele yodwa pha njemisoyika uhlatywa yodwa nje undloyi. Angene esigingqini ezindongeni aziyeke zigqithe nawuthi niyathi undloyi akakho nanko phezu kwendongo uyatya. Ndicela bethunana zesithi ka sisusa lo siqiniseke uba siyakwazi usustain la momentum. Anditsho uba abanye abantu ngabantu abatheni senditsho bekuchaza nje kwenza ngumzekelo bethunana khange ndithi abantu bafana nezilwanyana ezineminqinamane. So position 2 is that Bizana, that's Inam Madikize. Alfred Nzo East, position 1. Ndiyaqhutywa phaa iBizana izithathe zombini eza position. Position 1 is Mbizana Senior Secondary again. Sibulele Somhlaba. 90%, 90.3% physical science, 95% in life sciences. They gone down, and 92.7% agricultural science. The life science into zakuthi biology thina abantu bakudala into zatshintsha. Senze uba ungazenzakalisi ukhangelana nebiology. Mvenyane Senior Secondary, Tomzanele Majavu. Physical science 93, life sciences 91.3. Alfred Nzo West, position 1. Zwelakhe Senior Secondary School. Uyolo, Dandala. No 98% in physical science and 93.3% mathematics and 91 life sciences. Amatole East, position 2. Olilizwe Senior Secondary School. Ndibonile kuba xa usandungena usuka komvela nakwezinye indawo ungifika ushukumise apha kwezi beziqhela udlala uyothi ngcuphe ezilwane kwiloko. Position 2 Amathole East Isixolelizo Senior Secondary School sithandiwe Hlayo. I can see 94% were history pha, 94.3 were life orientation, no 86.7 mathematical literacy there. Amathole East position 1 is Butterworth High, with mathematics 91.3%, the English, business studies 94.7%, accounting wayibhuda ngo-0.3% amenze 100, 99.7% accounting. Amathole West, position 2 is Adelaide Gymnasium. Pamela Sam. Amathole West, position 1, Matomela Senior Secondary School. Udalubuz, 90% physical science. Yaphela lantu bafika abantu benombilini xa kuthetha nge-maths and science. Enomthandazo ongena amen. Yaphela loo nto leyo. Buffalo City, position 2, Selborne College Boys High. Roland William Minar. No 7 board or power 92.7 physical science, 94.7 mathematics. Africans 5.3, accounting 92.3. Position 1, Clarendon Girls High. Loretta Nicole Thompson. That tango 7 board to up. Ihlombe alina protocol. Physical science, you can see there, mathematics 93.3, and so on and so on. Christian East, position 2 overall, St. James Secondary School, another permanent resident of this platform. Lungisa Mousa Choko. If I'm not going to mousse, can he feel into good desserts? El Gam, Lindsay, good a chocolate mousse. That's St. James Senior Secondary with 95.7% in mathematics, 90.3% in life sciences, and 90.3% geography and Zimbilin. Christian East, position 1 overall, or 7 board, 93.3 physical science, 90 mathematics, 91.3 life sciences. Njalo njalo. Christian West, position 2, Ekpumleni High. Mastole Machini. Position 1, Christian West, Queenstown Girls High. Mary Sharon Jomon. No 90 physical science, 90.7 life sciences, 92.3 history. Joe Gabi, position 2 overall. So Kweng, Senior Secondary School. How big are the borders? I said suit, I said Tele Bridge. In a hempe yellow, in a badge maroon. Ningan booze, but I can now figure alone down. Taphiwa la bhaji neqhina la khona akudala kakhulu ngoko. Monica Kholwane, Joe Gabi, position 1, Alwan North High School. Andres Kuman. Nelson Mandela, position 2 overall, is Pearson High School. Kirsten Bester. Physical science. Physical science, 99%. Mathematics, 95%. Nelson Mandela, position 1, Collegiate Girls High School. N. Tamsin Ivzet, 97% physical science, 91.7 maths, 93 music, 95.7 life sciences. Yo, what come on 90 board up? Kunzima. OR Tambo Coastal, position 2, Port St. John's Senior Secondary School. 92% physical science, 96.7 mathematics, 94 life sciences. Position 1, OR Tambo Coastal, Langa Senior Secondary School. Akuba up or 7 board. All Mtutwan. OR Tambo Inland, position 2, St. John's College, Vuisanani Jan. 91.3 physical science, 91.7 mathematics, 95.7 accounting. OR Tambo Inland, position 1, is Holy Cross Senior Secondary School, Payam Tad. Physical science, you can see 92.7, mathematics 94, accounting 97.3. You know, Bilina because accounting budoganga. Sarah Batman, position 2 overall, is Nico Malan Over School, and Velma Jody Bierman. No 95 per, we are counting. No 92.7 physical science. Sarah Batman, position 1. Kwakona, both position 2 and position 1 overall. In Sarah Batman is one school, Nico Malan Over School, Juliana Janka Potkhidar. 92 physical science, life sciences 92.3, accounting 95. Special schools stop learners from special schools. Cluster A is a further school for the blind and deaf. Mkwengana Babalwa. As a top learner in Cluster A, special schools. Top learner, special schools, Cluster B, is Cape Recife High School, is Mary Caroline Boshoff. Before I get to the overall learners, sunani masahamba premier say ngizawukuqwela nje top 3 nje angasuzapha opha ebantwini ekuhlaleni. That's the top 3s of the per cluster. Yakhumbula besithe 1 2 per district ku HDI saphinde sagqibela ngo 3 2 1 saphinde sathi overall 2 1 then ngoku siku overall per per district per cluster. So cluster A these special schools is Mizile. And then top learner, cluster A, position 3, is Ebenezer Nyati Senior Secondary School, Mtsila, awethu Mtsila. You can see Bana, 95% physical science, 91 mathematics, and 99.3 life sciences. We bude kangaka amenza 100. Position 2 cluster A is Begizulu Senior Secondary School. Phelo menziwa. You can see physical science 95, mathematics 91, life sciences 99.3. Position 1 overall in cluster A is Mthatha High School. B, Ashik John. (97.7) physical science, 95 mathematics, 97 life sciences. Then on cluster B, position 3 of cluster B is our school, Fransby, Carla Schaefer. That's position 3 of cluster B overall. 96% in physical science, 90.7 life sciences. Then position 2 of that cluster, cluster B, is Pearson High School. Guklari, Jessica, Kilfoy. You can see mathematics 97, physical science 92.3, accounting 96. Position 1 cluster B is Clarendon High School. Is Kiran Kumar. As physical science 95, mathematics 96.3, life sciences 95.3, life orientation 99. Yakuba, strong. Yakuba. We are now going to get to V12 engines. We are now going to get to the V12 engines. It's now 4 pipes at the back. Their power is way above other automobiles. Zine compressor, na turbo, a 24 valve. We are getting to that category. Now, we're going to start with the top learners from the HDI. Top learner HDI's position 3. St. James Senior Secondary School. Linat Yiva Ngwendu. Uno 100% get physical science. Oh, no. 97.7 mathematics. 94 life sciences. Position 2, HDI. Position 2, top HDI in the province. Zimele High School. Imanim in Lind into Zagut. Or 7 Bodo. Position 2. Agricultural Science 94.3, English First Additional 88.3, Xhosa 80.3, Life orientation, 98.7. Life sciences, 94.7. Mathematics, 100%. Physical science, 100%. Ningade nisole nithi kunoba uyele emntwini noko le line. Sisithwa kumbe o100 ababini kweza nto nzima. Position 1, top HDI in the province. Position 1. Agricultural science, 95.7. English, first additional, 89.3. Xhosa, home language, 88.3. Life orientation, 96%. Life sciences, 93.7. Mathematics, 98%. Physical science, 97.7%. Olilizwe, senior secondary school. Simamkele bongo. Now we're getting to the top 3. The top. Overall. Ngotholovane ke into zakuthi. Ngotholovane. Kwezalali zakulo premier. Xa ixingile inqwelo ezibukweni. Kwesikhululwayo bekushiyeke ezizandla because ziyacoordinate indlela ezitsala ngayo umthwalo ziyikhuphe ziyi4 ndiyazi ndithetha into eforeign ke ngoku kwexesha sikulo ayaziwa kwalonto yonke lento ndiyithetha ndiyazithethela nje but is that caliber of people that perform at a concentrated level of excellence. This is the group that we're talking about. Position 3 overall in the province. Collegiate Girls High School. Accounting 96.3. Afrikaans first additional 94. English home language 88.7. Or life orientation 92.7. Life sciences, 96.7. Mathematics, 97. Physical science, 96.7. That's Merle Stein. Marley Stein. Position 2 overall. Accounting 95%. Afrikaans first additional language 98.3%. English home language 92.3%. History 99.3%. Life orientation 99.7%. Mathematics 98%. Physical sciences 96.3%. Clarendon High, Clarendon Girls High, Julia, Taungaishe, now. Top learner in the province of the Eastern Cape, the home of legends. Boeing 747. Accounting 96.3. Afrikaans first additional 94%. English home language 88.7. Life orientation 92.7. Life sciences 96. Mathematics 97. Physical science 96.7. It's Pearson High School. Days Reinhardt.
I'm not sure. These are the certificates that is in the country. The prices are the national country.
Okay.
Like about 4,000.
Okay. The certificate that was supposed to have been awarded to him as a top performer in the country could not be handed over in those national awards yesterday. So it was sent down for the Premier and the MEC to hand it over. Now, the country can go. The country. So is our hand to Premier. Masibeni izandla madoda. No. The parent you can go, madam. Can all the other learners with their cups and certificates join? Come in down one. Just stand here. Just stand here, Nina. Here. Hmm? Man. Nigqibile fort. Eh? Nifuna ntoni?
Those two guys with the Premier and the MEC. Abanye bangaba.
Two guys as beginning. Now, bathi bafuna ke as national guys, the national leadership, the two and the Premier and the MEC. You could go and sit down. I could share the national guys. Police, yeah, you can sit down. As na Zoom madoda nto zeni lento nasondela. Engos. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now bangathi uzanga ngeneno Xoliso izanga neno kancinci ke ingathi kole tishala mathematics ke guys, this director of mathematics wants to have a photo. Last one. Yeah, okay. Big round of applause for all of them. Hayi bethuna nandenzanga nti itheni. Nam ndimoshwe ngamagosa kwa education. Ndingowase Premier's office. Yeah. The colleagues who were drafting this, number one overall. Here are the marks. Is Afrikaans home language is 97. English, first additional language, 95. Yabona kubhalwe ngeAfrikaans le ndingandibhidise ethubeni. And my mathematics ke le veskende. 100%. Life sciences is 92. Yanzima ke ngolento. Life orientation 96. Mathematical technology 97. Physical science 100%. So Agango number one J is a real number one even in terms of what is here. I just want to, as we are going to call upon Mr. Kiwagadi to come and conduct a vote of thanks, there's just one commitment I want these learners just to do as you are going to move to the next level. You can leave your stuff here. Just come here for a while. You will follow after me. Leave your stuff here. You are doing this on behalf of all the learners, even for those that are in the district. Yeah, you can stand here. You can stand even closer to the banner there. As you are moving to the next level, I want you to make this declaration. You'll follow after me, ne? You must say it boldly, because that's you. Are you ready? My declaration. I might be small on the outside, but I'm big on the inside. I am designed for accomplishment. I am engineered for success. I am endowed with seeds of greatness. I'm bigger than you think. I will not just survive. I will strive for I will strive for legacy. For legacy. Legacy is my big why. Continue. Legacy is my big why. I choose to move my dreams out of my imagination into reality. As simple as taking one step. I'm going ahead to take my first step towards my God-given destiny. I'm on my way to my next dimension. This is my declaration. Take 5. That as you move forward, that's what you are going to do. And you are saying this on behalf. Yes. Over to you, Mr. Chagati.
Thank you, Klubi, for such a sterling job that you've done. Honorable Premier, Honorable MEC, members of Parliament who are still online, joining all of us. I just want on behalf of this gathering to express a word of gratitude on behalf of the department. We have come with almost less hope when COVID came upon us, just to say to Bishop Alwa up until this is where we are today. Colleagues, I won't hold you any longer. Just to say that as a department, we have adopted this format. The ICC, see better format going forward, short, nice, and we complete by 7 o'clock, 7:30. There are donations that were made to our kids for coming forward with these donations. With MTN, I wonder if there's any rep from MTN, just to wave your hand. MTN? Normally, I saw the detail, but be that as it may, MTN has given us, they have donated to the logistics, those all districts. We have as well as 6 Lenovo 7-inch tablets, and they are all going to these kids. SAICA, which is the Institute for Accounting or for Chartered Accounting, 10,000 cash to top learner accounting, quintile 3, 4, and 5. 2 bursaries for learners who meet requirements to study towards a chartered accounting degree. That's right. National Development Corporation, they are giving 10,000 rands for the 2 top learners from special schools. I hope Dad is not listening or Mom is not listening. He's for this event. But with him, the Kalomamo Picking Center's preacher, you must know that's a full soldier of exams. So if you want to know anything, and I should think we are alerted to this misnomer number 1 and the marks, that there's a mistake that has happened. Omamu Pikisha, every year premier tirelessly, they work with the team from OTP. Then last but not least, I should think, Premier, what you've analyzing the results, we're very much aware where the big problems are and where the big losses were. And as we're sitting here, I still maintain physical science and geography were the soft spots. And in this case, if you look at the number of children taking physics in the province, that's where we were hit hard. And also the number of kids taking geography, that's where we hit hard. If you look at the movement in terms of quintile percentage performance of schools, there isn't much movement in between schools in terms of drop, but there is a drop in terms of technical failure of kids. You look at the bachelors, the drop is only 2% in our bachelors, which means the quality of passes goes forward. And the fact that we have more bachelors passing than last year, it tells you that the quality is good. So our work really is to see how we deal with these kids that must repeat, because we no longer have those multiple opportunities. Those who have failed dismally, they have to go back to the system and repeat grade 12. We've already issued out all of our memos and circulars to pull all of that, Premier, into a presentation that we're going to make. Adaptation, we are expected to improve the results, and also Dr. Nugu was putting it, the acting SG. We have already committed to work together in the department with our partners, and currently we're solid partners in the Department of Health, Social Development. We've never seen such a good cooperation between government departments to produce results. Premier, when we open up schools and whenever we did, we always got our stats from the Department of Health. That it's dangerous for primaries, not dangerous for high schools. Now mix this, mix that. And I should think that has helped us to give us a perspective on how a pandemic like this could be managed effectively in terms of managing operations of schools. As a result of that, Premier, we took a plunge and say grade 12 would rather keep them in schools rather than alternating. And we all got advice from the department to thank them for that, as well as the social development, the Department of Social Development. In those few words, on behalf of the department, I want to thank everybody. I don't know if there are any announcements about allocation arrangements of lunch packs or dinner packs. Is there any announcement? So as you get out, you will take your takeaway and live with it. You are not going to stay in here. Hey, I'm sorry, I've been reminded Vodacom. I'm just forgetting Vodacom. Vodacom is giving us 25 tablets, 25 smartphones, 12 laptops as well as 12 laptop bags. I'm sorry about that. Is there anybody from Vodacom? There's nobody. Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kyogati. I was listening to your baritone as you were speaking, and I was saying, if you are not sure about your retirement program, you have a fallback position as a TV presenter. Thank you very much again, Bishop. Just to close, we opened with a devotion. Let's close this session. Over to you, Bishop.
May we stand. Lord, thank you for this night.
The session is adjourned. Sabulela nakwaba sedistrictini akwindwendwe esibekekileyo kwezo ndawo zikuzo bethunana inhliziyo zingakhathazeki.
Hey, hi man.
Premier, kuthetha nge-performance yabantwana abebesenza grade 12 phantsi kweemeko ezinzima njenge-premier yeprovince ungaphefumla uthini?
Uma uyibusisa ngaphambili sikuyo kuba besijonge ubheka phambili njengoko siliphondo besicacile uba siyenyuka nyaka nonyaka, kodwa kunyaka uzicacisile u-68% ndithatha ngento yoba ngumsebenzi omkhulu abawenzileyo. The grade 12 class ka-2020 noko siyayibulela, yenze umsebenzi omhle kakhulu. Sibulela i-leadership usukela kuminister kwe-OMC bonke iteam yonke, kodwa i-quality esiyibonayo yabantwana abapasayo nge-mathematics ne-physical science. Ona aba bantwana kodwa siyababona apha e-Eastern Cape abantwana bakwazile uba nobuchule boyiphendula imibuzo yejografi. Siyabulela kakhulu, ndichulumancile, ndiziva ndibhetele, ndiyayamkela imeko esikuyo. Mna bendilindele ubugqwayiba obugqitha le meko sikuyo, kodwa abantwana ngemisebenzi eyenziweyo ngootishara abazali ukubambisana kungekho lula, umsebenzi wenziwe. Siphantse salahlekelwa ngunyaka kuba bekho nezo ntandabuzo uba lo nyaka kutheni singawucimi sikhusele impilo zabantu, kodwa ukomelela kwe-leadership yesekta nokusikhokela nokusigayida isincedile loo nto. Abantwana bazawuqhubeka babheke eziyunivesithi ngokuna babe nekamva eliqaqambileyo.
Uthini ngenkxaso urhulumente ayinika kwabantwana ii-bursaries uba baqhubeleke baye phambili?
Inkxaso ngumsebenzi wethu singurhulumente kuba sizama ukuqinisekisa into yokokuba ulutsha lethu lubheka phambili, yinxalenye yokuphuhlisa abantu abatsha nokuphuhlisa nokuqinisekisa ikamva eliqaqambileyo lelizwe lethu. Ndibulela mna ne-private sector aba sibabonayo oo-Vodacom, oo-MTN nabanye oo-IDC aba bebechazwa apha, yanga nezinye i-state owned entities zikarhulumente zizawubona umzekelo omhle, sikwazi ukubambisana. Imfundo is a societal matter, ayiyonto yakwa-education. Oomasipala kwindawo abakuzo mabakwazi uyibeka ibhasari ecaleni bebekela abantwana abasuka kwiindawo ezabo, khona ukuze umntana ogqamileyo ophumeleleyo bamthathe bamkhulise bamse kwiindawo ezirayithi, abuye laa mntana azotyala ulwazi kwiindawo zabo. Oomasipala ukuze badevelophe baphuhle neendawo zabo funeka sikwazi ukutyala izakhono ezifanelekileyo kwaba bantwana abafundayo. masibakhuliseni abantwana siba-adopte, si-adopte izikolo, i-leadership yonke, amalungu epalamente, ooceba, oomeya, abaphathiswa, wonke umntu makabe nesikolo asithathayo, asijongileyo, asincedisayo. Laa nto ubani uyovela esikolweni, akuthiwa zanemali. Laa nto umane uyovela, uthethe nabantwana, ukhuthaze, uthethe nootishara, ukhuthaze, imeko ayikho lula, yimeko enzima. So ukuba siyabambisana ngolo hlobo, ndiyakuqinisekisa into yokokuba sakwenza lukhulu. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Sise live, ne? Okay. Amishi, cela uzame ujonga kuzo zombili.
zama ujonga kuzo.
Zombili, nansi enye, nansi enye. Emishi, khawuthethe ngomsebenzi eniwenzileyo nilisebe. Xa uneziphumo ezinje unyaka ubunzima niziva njani?
Enyanisweni sibe negalelo elikhulu ekuququzeleni ukuqiniseka uba isicwangciso nkqubo sesebe lezemfundo laseMpuma Koloni lime ngendlela efanelekileyo. Okokuqala besiye sathatha igxathu ekuqinisekiseni into yokubana sibeka izikolo ngaphambili. Zonke izikolo siqiniseka uba zineenqununu zazo. Onke amasebe e-department siqashe abantu abafanelekileyo ngohlobo olufanelekileyo. Kwaye futhi saqiniseka into yokubana zonke izikolo ezino-grade 12 zifumana uncediso ezanto sithi yi-support material ukwenzela into yoba bakwazi ufumana iziphumo abazilindeleyo neziphumo ezifanelekileyo. Ngalo lonke ixesha abafuna uncediseka ngalo besiphambili ekwenzeni loo nto.
Nithini kubazali nasebantwaneni nakwiikhampani ebezincedisa? Iikhampani ezininzi ebezincedisa kule mpumelelo intle kangaka.
Siyafuna ukubakhuthaza abazali into yokubana balibambe lingatshoni kuba ezi ziphumo zalapha eMpuma Koloni ziziphumo zomntu wonke, ayizoziphumo zesebe njengoba sisazi into yokuba kuneenkampani ebezisincedisa ukuqiniseka into yokubana sifumana iziphumo noko ezinomkhitha elizweni. Yiyo loo nto sibe nabantwana abaninzi abathabatha inxaxheba ekubeni zi-National Awards winners. And ngakumbi kwimibandela efana ne-mathematics and science, ngakumbi nakwi-agricultural management sciences. Siyafuna ke ukutsho okokuba nangalo mzuzu nakwaba abantwana bazawuqala kulo nyaka masiqiniseke into yobana senza kangangoko sinako uba abantwana abantu amaphupha wabo afezekiseke njengabantu baseMpuma Koloni.
Inkosi Misi.
Inkosi.
Sorry, bendicela uthetha nale ntwana. Iza nendebe yakho noba ingangawe mntanam. Ubume apha How are you? Good. Guys, can you please get ready for interviews? Just bring your trophy and okay.
Hello. From what station are you?
We're from the Eastern Cape office of the Premier.
Oh,
and we are live on Facebook.
Oh.
And YouTube.
Okay. And YouTube, that's nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Do we have to? Okay, yeah. Sorry. That's
fine.
when your mom's overprotective.
Okay. You guys ready? Okay, sure. You are Caroline, eh?
Yes, I'm Caroline.
Okay. So how do you feel about tonight after this hard work, which is paying off for you?
I'm really shocked. I'm blown, like totally on the floor. Firstly, I never thought I would get this far, especially because I have a disability. And in grade 1, they said I would never get high schooling and pass matric. And guess what? I'm here at the top achieving in the Eastern Cape, and I got first position for children with disabilities. And the best of the things is I got a distinction in Afrikaans, that's my home language, and I have dyslexia, so I struggle to read and write. And that's why I was so shocked when I found out I actually did that well. So I'm so happy.
That's good. So what do you feel about the bursary that you have been given, and what do you plan to study next?
And I'm definitely going to go study this year at NMNU, foundation phase. It's for the small ones, so I will help them to get the base, and then they can go on as the MECs, not the MEC, the Premier said that the small ones, they drop out easily, and that's where I want to be, to assist them through their career. Many people with their good marks, they want to become a doctor, they want to become a lawyer. That's fine, but my calling and my passion is to become a teacher and to help children.
Good luck, all the best, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, wow, that's an impressive story.
Thank you.
Where's your trophy?
She told you she's
Yes,
dyslexic.
yes.
She can read great too.
Wow.
So
But I'm passionate to work
I'm
with
so proud of you.
But you know what? Go and Google YouTube, Caroline Boshoff, Expo. Then you see what she did.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Thank you. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Julia, you are one of the top achievers. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel very proud. It makes me feel validated because I obviously put in a lot of hard work, set really high goals, and I'm feeling really good.
What would you want to say to other students or learners who did not make it? Because this was a very tough year.
I'd say that don't be too hard on yourself. Every failure can lead to another success if we learn from it. And I think that 2020 has taught us so many lessons. And the people who can learn the lessons that they got from 2020 will come out greater and better. And with that experience, have something that is very unique, to the year, besides just grief and difficulty, a good life lesson.
What do you say about the bursary that you've received from government, and what do you plan to study next?
Okay, I'm so excited about the bursary. It's such a generous gift and very practical for, this kind of event. I plan to study business next year, and I'm really excited to make money.
You topped some of the most, at least what some of us regard as difficult subjects. Yes. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel very good and proud. I did a lot of working smart and intelligent academic strategies to be able to achieve it. And as a result, I've actually started a business called Work Smart ZA, and it's aimed at helping other students to also ace difficult subjects like your science, your physics, and not necessarily using typical or traditional methods, and understanding that you can access your brain's power.
Thank you. All the best and congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Please. Okay. Pongo. Okay. Uziva, how do you feel about the prizes that you have won today?
I'm really, really excited. Yeah, I mean, it proves like all the amount of work that I put in last year, all the sweating, all the tears, all the doubts, they finally paid off. So I'm really, really excited.
You aced some of the most difficult subjects. I keep on asking this question. Coming from a rural school, how does that make you feel? Because people coming from rural schools are always disregarded because of challenges that you experience, which other learners in other schools don't experience.
Well, our principal told us that there were no killer subjects. There was nothing like a killer subject. So he always motivated us to actually work hard, especially in these subjects, mathematics and physical sciences. So we always pushed everything we could. We worked really hard. Also, I'm very fond of Albert Einstein. So he has always been my motivation. So I look up to him. So I've always loved physical sciences because of him. And so mathematics comes with physical sciences. So I've only been excelling in both subjects.
So what do you want to study now that you've aced your grade 12 during a very, very difficult 2020? And what do you say about the bursary that you have been given by government?
Thank you. This year I'm planning on studying medicine at the University of Cape Town. And about the bursary, I'm really, really thrilled because my mother was actually praying throughout the year that I get a bursary because she wouldn't be able to pay for varsity fees. So now me getting a bursary today is just over the top. Like, it's really amazing.
Say something to other learners from rural schools, especially those that are going to grade 12 this year or that have started grade 12 this year. How do you motivate them to perform the way you did or even more?
I mean, stay strong. I mean, it's going to be tough out there. I mean, us coming from rural schools don't have proper infrastructure. We don't have labs or anything. So we have to improvise at times. So, and that may be quite difficult for many of us, but just persevere because it's all going to be worth it in the end. When you receive awards like this, you can look back and say, I'm very proud of the work that I put in, all the hard work, all the tears and everything. So it's going to pay off in the end. So persevere, stay humble, stay focused, don't lose hope, don't lose faith, keep praying. It's going to work out in the end.
Thank you. Congratulations and all that.
Thank you, sir.
Number 1. Oh, bendicelile nje baphemu. Hayi benzawuza nayo kule obendiqalewe ngawe kuqala. Aninifunele nini nobuse kwikhapha ndiyacela sisi. Animfonele baphemu yini? Ngicela ume lapha mntana. Ewe. Ungumni?
Umtshilibe.
Okay. Lumpondo lapha.
Lompondo.
Ungowaphi untshilibe ngamampondo nje?
Lapho uCentuli.
Oh, okay. Ni ready, gents? Okay. Khasiphuma amagama akho ndoda.
Dinkosansika.
Okay, uziva njani namhlanje emva komsebenzi omhle kangaka?
Ngobe kakhulu nawo namazi, ndiswela amazi othetha. Bengalindelanga eneneni lento mina. Qha bendizimisele ezifundweni zami. Bingayazi uba zizoba lapha namhlanje. Biyintando kabawo kuphela.
Xa ubufunda zintoni ebezikukhuthaza emveni kobunyaka obunzima. Sonke siyayazi bona unyaka ubunzima kodwa uphume neziphumo ezihle ko physics no mathematics.
Into ezinikhuthaza kakhulu ibiza izifundo okanye ibiza iziphumo zabantwana bale minyaka ephelileyo kuba bekwazi bona ufunda ba reach 100% in mathematics. So into mina bendizimisela ukuyenza kuphulelo record. Kwaye bendiphiwa inkxaso lusapho lwam kunye nootishala bam nabafundi bam abandifunda nabo kwaye nabo sebephumile baseziyunivesithi.
Uthini kubafundi basezimele kanye sasibiza ngeZMyaphi ngexetsha lethu. Uthini kuba ubakhuthaza ngokuya phambili aba baza emva kwakho?
Ayikho into enhle ngaphandle kokuba uzimisele entweni oyifunayo. Ukuba uzimisele eneneni iziphumo zakuba zihle nokuba kubi kunjani na njengoba bekubi kuthi sijongene nentsholongwane i-COVID-19 kodwa sisakwazi ukuzimisela saphumelela sijongene nencwadi zethu singahoyanga esi sifo sijongene naso.
Uzimisela ukwenza ntoni ngona that standard 10 umpasile?
Ndizokwenza imedicine uyunivesithi yase Cape Town UCT.
Yintoni ekutsalela kumedicine?
Bendike ndanceda umakhulu wam ngokutya wayenesifo seswekile edumbelwe ngubhonsi wenyawo. So ndamqhaqha wabe enempethu ndamsika umno wakhe ndamklina. So ndasukela apho ke ngoku kwaye nosapho lwam labona uba man ndingakwazi ukumelana nobugqirha kwaye into endidalelweyo leyo.
Uziva njani ngale basari ungaphefumula ithini leyo ifumene kurhulumente nezinye izipho enizifumeneyo namhlanje?
Ndibulela kakhulu ndisela amazi othetha. Ingayazi uba xa uzimisela entweni uyakwazi ukuphumelela kwaye unikwe izinto inkxaso esuka kwiphondo karhulumente lezemfundo. Ndibulela kakhulu.
Nkosi kaNtshilibe, won't you all the best?
Enkosi dad.
Izandoda. Ayikafiki la ntwana? Awungeza nayo umntanami. Okay. Khasiphuma amagama akho ndoda.
Yivali nathi ngwendlu.
Okay. Uphumelele izifundo ezibalulekileyo ezoyikwayo ngabantu abaninji. Yintoni ekwenzeke okokuqala wakhetha esi stream usikhethileyo? Uziva njani xa upase ngolu hlobo?
Ndiziva ndikhulumancela kakhulu. I feel very, very excited. In fact, excited is an understatement. I feel jubilant. Ndiziva ndichulumancela ngoba lo nyaka sekube ngonyaka olula. Bengunyaka onzima kodwa xa ndikwazi uachieve konyaka onzima loo nto iyandikhuthaza ukuba nokuya phambili ebomini ndizakwenza bhetele.
How would you motivate abanye abantwana who you know are struggling? Some of them did not make it. What would you say to motivate them?
Baxela into efunekayo yi-dedication, usebenze nzima kwaye usete ii-goals ezi-specific. Ungathi wenzela nje uzibekele uba ndine-goal ethile ndifuna ukwenza kanje, therefore mandisebenze ngolu hlobo luthile kwaye umntu azimisele.
Ukhana ukwenza ntoni phofu akusakhana ukwangokuyenziwa now that ustandard 10 umpasile ujonge eziphi izifundo kuya phambili?
Ndijonge ukwenza izifundo ze-medicine eWits University.
Why medicine?
Because apha kweli lizwe lethu zininzi iingxaki abantu abajongene nazo, umzekelo intswelangqesho, not izifo phofu, intswelangqesho nezinye iingxaki, i-socio-economic problems. So kuba ke ndingenokwazi uzilungisa ezinye iingxaki, I feel like bekufanele uba i-health ibe yona nto abantu abangenawari nayo ukuze bakwazi uqhubekeka phambili benze ezinye izinto abaxakene nazo.
So uthi masibe nethemba xa ungugqirha i-COVID izinto nje ozawuqinisekisa uba ziyaresearchwa sifumane uncedo.
Ndisho kanjalo, ndizimisela ukwenza kanjalo.
Okay. So uthini ngale basari ifumene kurhulumente nenkxaso eniyifumene esikolweni nakubazali?
Iyandonwabisa kakhulu le basari, iyandikhuthaza kwaye iyandibonakalisa uba ndizamile ukwenza umsebenzi wam wesikolo. Kwaye ndiyathemba ukuba abanye abantu abawutsho babone kwento zezi basari zinekarhulumente ukuba xa uzimisela ungakwazi uvela ufumane.
Thetha ngendlela abantwana kufuneke bamamele ngayo abazali uba ngokuba ufunda ulungiselela ubhala ii-exams uyathunywa ekhaya ungumntwana awuzuhlala nje ube ngathi angumntwana. Ibaleke njani loo nto kuqinisekisa uba uyabathobela abazali kodwa still nexesha lokufunda uyalifumana?
Kum abazali bam okokuqala ibingababona bani-inspirishayo. So ndingamcebisa omnye umntana ukuba umzali wakhe amamele ngoba abazali babalulekile. Andinamazi ndichulumance kakhulu ingxaki.
Enkosi ndoda, congratulations.
Excited, enkosi, ndiyabulela.
Akafiki lo mntwana.